All right, I am here with Greg McDaniel. Hey, Greg.
What up, girl?
What up? And he is in California, one of my least favorite states. I'm just kidding. You guys just make real estate hard. Let's be honest.
Right now, we're making life hard. Let's be
You
honest
guys are
about
making life
everything.
hard for sure. But he
Yeah.
serves the San Francisco Bay Area, and he has a great podcast called Real Estate Uncensored, and a cool new class coming up, which I'd like to talk about later. But right now, I'd like to talk about why you joined eXp and kind of like your journey of getting there and kind of what you
Sure,
think.
sure, not a problem. For those of you who have never heard my voice or seen my face, God bless
Where
you.
do you live?
You
Are
know,
you under a rock?
yeah, I live. Yeah, yeah. Where have you been? It's okay. Go. I bless you. Go.
Yes.
All joking aside, guys, I've been in business for 21 years as an active agent. My father's been in business for 49 years in three different states as
Wow.
a broker. We've been
Did
top
you take
producers.
over his business or is he still?
He's grandpa. He has 7 grandkids. I have produced none of them. Thank you, God.
Oh
Um,
man, those would be the devil spawn.
oh, I
Just
feel,
kidding.
oh
They're
God, can you,
angels.
I would be like the best, worst parent ever. I'd be like, hey, little Timmy, you want to go skydiving? You want to get tattoos? Yeah.
And he's like 6.
Oh, screw that. I was like 1 year old.
Oh my
Baby's mama's like, I will cut you where you won't ever heal if
I
you do
always say
that.
if I have kids, they'd be like working right away. I'd be like, file this, make that phone call, go knock on that door.
I've actually joked around about that with my girlfriend, and she's like, if we ever get pregnant, what are you going to do? I'm like, raise the kids. She's like, if you don't show up in the morning, in the middle of the night, I will cut you. And I'm like,
She
thank
sounds
you.
awesome. We should
Thank
have
you,
her on the
honey.
podcast.
Oh God, no. She would rather hide under a rock. She's not a front person. She's back of office. I'm front
That's
of
good.
office.
That's good.
But guys, so here's the real thing is, what was the question?
Why EXP?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I got sidetracked on kids and fictitious families and everything else. EXP. So, guys, like I said, I've been an agent for 21 years, and I've been in a number of different brokerages. And when I was first presented with the idea of EXP, I legitimately thought it was a bunch of hogwash. Wanted nothing to do with
When was
EXP.
that? How many years ago?
2.5 years ago. Give or
Okay.
take. It was right when we were about at 6,000 agents, and then we skyrocketed. We're over 35,000 agents at the time of this recording,
Nice.
and growing like a weed every single day.
Yeah.
And so my
Not
co-host
like a
on Real Estate,
weed. Like
like
a,
a weed plant, yeah, like ganja.
oh, that kind. Okay.
Actually, I have a pepper plant that I planted myself out there from a seed, and it's growing really big. So I'm like a pepper plant.
Okay. Pepper plants.
And so when we got into it, my co-host on Real Estate Uncensored, Matt Johnson,
He's great.
he's awesome. And he and I sat down at a bar. I had a beer. He had coffee, naturally. And we sat down and I
It
said,
was
Matt,
10 a.m.
yeah, at 6 a.m. Sure. I mean, we're just getting the day going, just kind of getting the juices
Exactly.
flowing.
Right.
And
Shot
we
of tequila
tried.
on the side for $1 extra. That's what we do in Ohio.
Why are you telling the secrets, bro? I mean, this is how I roll in the mornings. Everyone needs coffee. I need beers and shots. Let's get weird.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm joking about that. But we sat down. We tried to kill the concept. Literally tried to kill the concept, and we went
Like
to
through
every
math?
forum. We did every forum, every Facebook group, we searched it everywhere on the web. We probably spent 3+ hours trying to kill it.
Wow.
And we're like, okay, well, the only thing we're finding is positive. I'm like, there's no way something is this good. I said, okay, Matt, let's go find the negative reviews. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So we got on there, we searched for negative reviews. And the only negative reviews that we found consistently in different variations of this phrase were, I should have done it sooner.
Right.
I said, okay. And so Matt and I packed up our laptops and got our shot of tequila for $1 more. And then we were out the door, and we started, then the real homework started. And I started going up in the EXP world and asking questions, taking people aside, going in private meeting rooms, really digging deep. We had multiple conversations with high level folks over at EXP, and nothing deviated. It was always consistent. Now, any big company, any company that's growing, there's going to be issues. There's going to be growing pains.
Of
So
course. That's just
nothing's
life.
perfect.
I mean, that's our real estate business too. Dang. You know?
Exactly. And so we finally made the decision to make the move over, because Matt and I were looking for a platform to kind of do some more speaking, some more training, just
Yeah.
getting more visible, right?
Yeah.
And so when we joined, The easiest person to come over was my business partner, Chris. Then my father, Terry, the guy who'd been doing it for 49 years. He wanted us to go create our own EXP. And I said, hard stop. No,
Right.
not doing that. And then once we joined, he went over a little bit kicking and screaming because we had a 95-5 split. And so he's like, well, why am I going to
cap, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. No cap. Right. But he wasn't thinking about that. And so we would pay 5%, plus we were paying rent on our office, plus we're paying ancillary fees, plus we're paying E&O, which, by the way, guys, at eXp, E&O is only $500, and you pay it. And here in California, you pay $40 per deal. Most of the other states are $30 per deal, but you cap at $500. We were paying each one of our team members $2,000 a year.
Whoa.
No matter if we did a single deal.
That's because you're in California. You guys are crazy.
You talk so much shit about my state. I'm going to come over to Ohio and chase you down.
Ohio is amazing. It's the underdog.
We'll leave that for discussion for another podcast.
Okay.
That's one we'll go really toe to toe on.
Yeah, right.
But when we came over, here's the thing, guys. We did the math immediately, and we found that we saved $46,000, and that was just on our rent in our office. That was the most expensive free coffee I'd ever drank in my entire life.
Wow.
And so what I did and how I stacked this, and this is really important. So we have our mentor, our guy who signed us up was Hank Avick, right? Okay. So we have Hank. And then what I did is I stacked my father, Terry, right below Hank. And then I stacked myself on the team below Terry. Okay. And a lot of people are going like, well, why didn't you put your team and everyone below you?
Right.
Here's the reason, guys. Think about this, okay? Think about this. What I was doing, and I heard this from other folks, and it's completely legal. There's nothing unethical or immoral about this, is I said, I want to get paid twice. So when I stacked myself below my father, everything that I'm building, the hundreds of agents that I have underneath me, all their revenue comes to me. I get paid. Then it flows up to my father, and that pays my team expenses and bills up here. And then we disperse the excess or put it into an additional account. So I built a way to pay my bills plus get paid. Nice. And I'm part of the influencers in eXp, and I was in a meeting this morning, and we're talking with a direct conversation with the president of the company, all these people that are way more successful than I am right now, because I didn't really put my back into it. Yeah. And my eyes are being opened, the shells are falling off my eyes, and I'm seeing what's in front of me, the opportunities that's there. In 2016, I got violently ill. I was on my back for 45 days in bed. Happened? I don't know. I got some nasty ass virus, flu, bug, something. I don't like doctors.
The water there.
It's definitely the water. Definitely the water.
Definitely the water.
But I mean, I don't even like doctors. And I was at the point of like checking myself into the ER. Like I was that sick. And it scared me really badly. I said, what if this happens what if I had a wife and children or some people who depended on me and I couldn't work for 45 days? What would that mean for my life to change? Right. There's no safety net built in real estate. If you're in real estate, you understand
there's no retirement. There's no safety net. I mean, you're right.
You are as good as your last
deal. There are a couple companies out there that do like a profit share or something like that.
They do profit share. There's a distinctive difference. You have profit share, revenue share. Right. Okay. Profit share. There's a big company that their favorite color is red. Mm-hmm. They do profit share. And that's a great concept for the people who are at the very top.
It's an awesome concept. And it was a great idea, especially back then when they created it. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. But it's not feasible for people at the bottom rungs who are just getting in, because if that office or market center is not profitable, all the money that you could have been paid on goes back to pay the expenses of that office.
Right.
eXp, with the way we do our rev share, is that if you're in Ohio, in Bobsville, Ohio, right? And there's one person who lives in Bobsville, and that's Bob, and you sell his house.
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking all mad shit about my state. I'm going after you now, okay? It's just toe to toe. And you know what? You get paid on that person. And it gives you the ability to network with people around the world. Now as of the time of this recording, we're in Canada, the US, UK, and Australia.
And Italy, right?
Huh?
Italy too, I think.
I didn't hear that. Are we?
I thought so. I don't know. Anyway.
God, I hope you guys could have seen that face. That was awesome.
They will. It's recorded.
And here's the thing, like my downline in Australia, guys, I had the biggest downline in Australia, and he's done it for 8 weeks. He's already recruited 50, almost 60 people into his
That's
downline.
awesome.
And
That's great.
This is my point. All the people, all your real estate friends that you know, this is an opportunity to bring them over, and people are gonna say, well, it's an MLM. Yeah, it kind of is, but we're not selling soaps and potions. You just sell mother blanking real estate, and that's it.
Well, it's a retirement fund. So like if you were going to get like a 401k, I mean, that's stocks. Stocks go up and down. I mean, that's, this is like, it's a retirement fund, and it's sort of like a stock. I mean, we have stock too, which is awesome.
We do. We're trading in the Nasdaq.
Shares like that too. I mean, people, it's just, it's actually a little bit more secure because people always need housing.
Dude, it's a basic necessity. During the coronavirus breakout, we were dubbed as a necessary business to stay operating. Now it was a little weird and different, don't get me wrong, but we figured our way through it. And within like, I think 4 or 5 days, we figured our way to do virtual everything. So we came together as an industry, and eXp, you're primed for this. No matter if you're hearing this post-corona, during corona, I'm having people come to me right, left, upside down, and backwards going, you know what, Greg? It just doesn't make sense to be in an office anymore. I'm like, really? It's funny. Why not? Well, no one's there. Really? Are you still playing desk? No one was there
before. Hardly anybody. And here's the biggest thing that I think too. It's like, even like I was at an office where there was a lot of people in the office, but like I was one of the top producers, so we were always getting interrupted, which was kind of annoying. But even so, let's just take that out. It was good when I was new because then I could ask some questions to people who were there, but I could only ask questions to the people that were there.
Yep.
So like now when I have a question about something, or like I have an idea or whatever, I have access to like so many more people because we're used to meeting virtually on the world.
Like we're doing right now. We're in front of our mics and our camera.
I don't know you.
No, but you talk smack about my state. So I feel like your sister from another mister.
Right, exactly. But I mean
that was the thing that really kind of got my aha moment when my Hank, who brought us in, goes, just go up to the world and just ask a question. I'm like, that's stupid. But I went up there and I'm like, I need to answer on blah. And they're like, oh, no problem. Here's your link.
No, it is stupid. And it's so easy.
It's so stupid easy.
Yeah. And then they are there and they answer.
Yes. I mean, I go up to my broker room and I go talk to my state broker, who's ever on duty, whatever state broker I'm going to talk to. And then if I got a problem, they take me, literally, they walk me in our avatars right down the hall to the compliance where we talk about documents and timing and everything and making sure our ducks in order. I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm doing this barefoot, wearing shorts in my house with a baseball hat on. Okay.
Yeah, right. It's awesome. You don't have to drive anywhere.
No, there's no driving. And that's the thing. Like when I originally got back to my office for the first time, I sat here at this very desk and I'm like, what the shit did I just get myself into?
Right.
Like my computer's here. They used to be in the office. All my boxes were here. And I'm like, I have nowhere to go. Like, what am I going to do? It's 8:30 in the morning.
I see your whiteboard too. Love it.
Oh yeah. That's actually, I bought that at Costco. I bought that at Home Depot. They actually have whiteboard chunks like this. Yeah. Measure your space out, and then I'll talk to you off air on how to put it up. But it's super simple. It cost me like maybe $15.
Nice.
And it was done. But the thing is, I sat here and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? And I got scared because I'm like, I don't have anyone to talk to. I have no one. I've no one to.
Oh my God! I've talked to so many more people.
I started doing calls. And I'm doing some callbacks, and the first person picked up, it was this elderly lady, and we had a great conversation, set an appointment with her, and she's like, you know what? Thank you so much for calling me this morning. I really appreciate it. I'm like,
whoa.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Well, thank you very much. And it has just grown and grown and grown. And a lot of people ask me like, well, Greg, why don't you start your own brokerage, or why don't you go do your own thing, or why don't you join this other company? I said,
why would you?
Look, guys, I really appreciate it, but I'm locked in on this one. It's because after 21 years in business, this is the single only company that I've ever been a part of where the people involved actually give a rat's rear end about your success. They truly, honestly care. I was talking with the president of the company this morning. I've had multiple interactions with, our founder. I've had multiple interactions with now our CEO. Mm-hmm. And I got to share the stage with him at an event. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, it's Jason right there.
Nice.
Like, and he's like, hey, Greg, how are you? I'm like,
Hey.
hi. And it's just that's that culture that I loved. I was in Vegas 2 years ago at the stockholders event. All the C-class, level employees or management, they're all on stage, and they were saying, look, guys, we want to hear your feedback. We want to get your point of view. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We want to grow this for the best of all of us. And I'm going, man, not once has any other company ever said that publicly to the entire company. And they actually meant it. I mean, Glenn Sanford, our founder, when I first joined the company, they said, oh, in workplace, that's our version of Facebook, where we can all go in there and work and communicate, right? They're like, go ahead, you can reach anybody in workplace. I'm like, Glenn Sanford. I'm like, and I'm like, there's no way this dude's gonna get back to me. And I waited and I waited and I waited, which felt like an attorney in my mind, but it was more like 15 minutes.
Right.
And then Glenn hits me back. Hey, Greg, thanks for the message, man. I just got out of a meeting. Let me look into that and I'll holler back at you. I'm like,
what? That's awesome. Everybody's going to go texting him now.
Oh, yeah. Jason Gessings. He's just a solid human being. He's now our CEO. Mm-hmm. And it just, you guys, if you're thinking about eXp, let me break it down for you in super simple. Like, I can sit here with Jennifer, we can banter back and forth and talk all kinds of smack and enjoy the snozzola out of our time together. If you're thinking about shifting, I want you to go try to kill the idea, try to squash eXp, really drive this thing into the ground, bury it 10 feet under, and then roll it over with a steamroller. Mm-hmm. If you find a way to do that, my number is 925-915-1978. Text me or call me on that number. I want to see your resources and your sources, because I can debunk it, because I know the people that are in this company. This will give you and your family an opportunity to not be only as good as your last deal. It will build a legacy, because your downline, guys, gals, listen to the next words I'm going to say. Your downline rev share can be passed on to your children if you pass away. This is an opportunity to not only take care of yourself, it's taking care of your family, taking care of your babies.
Yeah, it's your retirement.
And your retirement. Plus you get 401k, plus you can get health insurance. You guys get stock at a 20% rolling discount every 30 days.
And when you cap, you get the stock back. So it's essentially,
if you qualify for Icon, that's true. Mm-hmm. You have to qualify for Icon, but yeah, you get your $16,000 back in company stock. I mean, there is literally no other better company. And there's a lot of other good companies out there, but they're brick and mortar. Look, we are Netflix to Blockbuster.
Yes.
End of story.
Right.
Do you want to be, have you ever walked into a Blockbuster lately? I think not.
God, how long's it been?
I was a kid, man.
25 years.
I remember Friday nights when my parents, I didn't grow up rich, okay? I grew up like, my dad was a hardworking real estate agent, crushed it, did well for himself later in life. But when I was younger, dude, we were bootstrapping shit, okay? And Friday night was a big night. Friday night is when I got to spend $20. And $20 was pizza and 2 movies. Ooh. And where did we go? Blockbuster. And that's the stuff I remember about it. But now, guys, look, I'm holding up my smartphone here. Mm-hmm. I have Netflix on my phone.
Yes.
Where do you think real estate's going to go? Do you think it's going to be driving back to Blockbuster to pick out a cassette tape, a VCR, VHS tape? Then you have to rewind before you send back to them? Right. Or you can be on Netflix and be like, oh, that's a good movie. Pause.
Right.
Hi, Mr. Buyer. Hi, Mr. Seller.
Right.
You play. Nah, bro. Nah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, I really appreciate you being on. I just want to remind people, if they do want some real estate training, you also have the podcast, Real Estate Uncensored.
I do.
Which is fabulous. And Monica and I have both been on it, which we love. And you also have that new class coming up, the new course.
We do. And Jennifer, thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about that. Mm-hmm. It's called List and Sell Like Crazy.
Yes. Take all the listings.
Oh, guys, I'm telling you, my friend Bernice Ross, she was the trainer for a company in Hollywood, in LA, back in the 80s and 90s. She was the head trainer of 4,000 agents. They were doing, get this, the letter B. They were doing $1 billion a month in sales volume.
How many? But if it's Hollywood, so how many houses is that? But I guess in LA? The 80s.
It was LA. I mean, it's just like LA County. I mean, like there's tens of hundreds of thousands of them. I mean,
the average is like $30 million.
It's not that much. Not that much.
I'm just teasing. That's a lot.
It's a lot of stuff. And guys, she actually
Must know what she's talking about.
She really does. And I always joke around, like, try to stump me, because it's virtually impossible to stump me.
Yeah.
And I don't say that egotistically. I just say it with this many years in the business.
Yeah, it's hard. You've seen everything. I mean, buyers and sellers aren't necessarily coming up with anything new, you know?
No, not at all. But Bernice did, because she's a psychologist as well. And so she went into it with her brain attacking, real estate stuff. And she stumped me several times in this. And I'm like, gosh, dang it, you did it again. But it's a 10-hour program, guys. It's all video. We have worksheets. We have workbooks. Everything is included in this thing. It's a $400 program. We will give your money back if you don't like it. But if you use the word McDaniel, we'll knock $100 off. It'll be a $300 program, and it is absolutely fantastic. And there's some things in there that, like, just the listing presentation by itself, it on average takes 96% of all listings that it goes on, because of the way it's laid out, even as a newbie, guys. So again, buy it. If you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. We're not gonna
How do they find it? They just go
to realestatecoach.com. And then on realestatecoach.com, you'll be able to search it there. But yeah, it's very, very easy to find. And DM me, find me on Facebook or Instagram. If you guys can't find it, I'll send you the link. We'll get you guys started.
That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate you being on. Thank you so much.
Jennifer, you are absolutely a blast to spend time with, even though you talk smack about my state. But okay, I'll let you slide. But we can't wait to get you back on our show. And I really appreciate your time. And thank you guys for spending a couple of minutes with me. And I hope this is valuable and beneficial.
Definitely. It was. All right. Have a good one. See ya.